Before the air cools and the watching becomes mutual, make sure you're still here. Subscribe to Emo Saga for sensual romances where desire doesn't rush, but it never looks away. The rooftop belongs to no one. That's why I like it. No reserved hours. No posted rules. Just concrete, low walls, and the city stretching out in every direction like it doesn't care who's watching. I come at dusk. Always at dusk. Not because it's quieter, because it's visible. The light is still strong enough to outline bodies, to make silhouettes honest. I pace the perimeter slowly, hands resting on the low wall as I stretch, hips rolling just enough to ease the tension out of my lower back. The wind catches the hem of my dress, lifts it slightly, then lets it fall again. I don't look across. Not yet. I don't have to. I know he's there. It started weeks ago. The awareness. That faint pressure between my shoulder blades. Like someone's attention resting there longer than it should. The first time I noticed him, I pretended I didn't. A man on the opposite side of the rooftop, leaning against the railing, phone in hand, posture relaxed but not distracted. Watching. Not openly. But not looking away fast enough either. I come back the next evening. And the next. Same time. Same slow walk. Same stretch near the corner where the skyline breaks into glass and lights. And every time, he's there. Different clothes. Same presence. Tonight the air is warmer. Thicker. I lean forward over the railing, stretching my calves, and I feel it immediately, the shift. The subtle tightening of the space behind me. I glance sideways. He doesn't pretend this time. Our eyes meet. He doesn't look startled. He doesn't smile. He just holds my gaze. I straighten slowly. Let my dress settle. Still don't break eye contact. There's a long beat where neither of us moves, and the moment feels heavy, not awkward but charged. Like something unspoken just acknowledged itself. Then he nods once. A quiet greeting. Not permission. Recognition. I should leave. That would be the sensible thing. Instead, I walk the full length of the rooftop, deliberately slower than before, aware of the sway of my hips, the way the fading sunlight outlines my legs. I don't exaggerate it. I don't need to. I can feel his attention track me anyway. When I stop near the center bench, he's closer than before. Not crowding. Just no longer pretending distance doesn't matter. You always come at this hour, he says. His voice is low. Even. Unapologetic. So do you, I reply. A corner of his mouth lifts. Fair. Esit. Cross one leg over the other. I don't invite him. I don't dismiss him. He chooses the low wall opposite me, leaning back with his hands braced behind him, posture open. You don't wear the same dress, he observes. I tilt my head. You've noticed. Yes. No embarrassment. No dinayin. Just honesty. Silence settles between us. Not empty but aware. The city hums below. You watch me walk, I say casually. He doesn't flinch. Yes. The directness sends a quiet ripple through me. Why? I ask. His gaze doesn't leave my face. Because you know you're being watched, he says. And you still come. My pulse kicks. That's not an answer. It's the only one that matters, he replies. I uncross my legs. Cross them again. Slower. So you enjoy it, I say. Yes. The simplicity of the word lands heavier than anything elaborate could. And you? He asks. Do you enjoy being seen? I don't answer right away. Instead I stand. Walk closer. Not into his space, but close enough that the air between us tightens. I enjoy awareness, I say softly. His gaze drops. Just for a second. To my hips. Then back up. You're very deliberate, he says. So are you, I reply. Am I? You could have looked away, I say. You never do. He shifts his weight. That's true. The sky deepens into gold and blue. This is the moment when things either stay what they are or become something else. You live here, I say. Yes. Same building. Yes. Same floor. He smiles slightly. Above you. That should unsettle me. Doesn't. You don't hide it, I say. No. And you haven't touched me. Not without invitation. The restraint in his voice sends a slow heat through my chest. I take another step closer. Now we're within arm's reach. The city disappears. I don't invite easily, I say. I can tell, he replies. But you're not stopping this. No. A breeze moves between us, lifting my hair, brushing it back against my shoulders. He watches the motion like it matters. You're aware of your body, he says quietly. Yes. And of mine. I glance at him deliberately, take in the breadth of his shoulders, the way his stance is grounded but ready. Yes. That admission shifts something. He straightens. Not abruptly. Intentionally. Then we should be clear, he says. I won't pretend I'm not interested. And I won't pretend I don't notice, I reply. Our eyes lock again. The tension sharpens. Do you want me to stop watching? He asks. The question is precise. Honest. I think about it. About the ritual. The dusk. The awareness. No, I say. Something dark and satisfied flickers in his gaze. Then, he says, you should know I'm not just watching anymore. My breath catches. What are you doing? I ask. Waiting, he replies. For you to decide what being seen means. A step back. Not in retreat. In consideration. I walk here because it makes me feel real, I say. He nods. Being witnessed does that. And you? I come because you remind me I'm still capable of wanting, he says. The words land slow and heavy. I glance toward the stairwell, then back at him. It's getting dark, I say. Yes. And tomorrow? I'll be here, he replies. At dusk. So will I say. We stand there another moment, close, charged, unfinished. Then I turn and walk toward the door. I don't look back. I don't need to. I can feel his gaze follow me all the way down. In my apartment, I stand by the window longer than necessary. The city glows. My skin still hums with awareness. This isn't an accident. It's a ritual. And tonight, the watching stopped being one-sided. The next evening, I arrive earlier. Not by much, 5 minutes maybe, but enough that the rooftop is still empty when I push the door open. The sky is softer tonight, layered in muted lavender and fading gold, like it's undecided about letting go of the day. I walk slower than usual, not because I'm stretching, because I'm listening. To my own pulse, to the awareness already humming under my skin. I don't go straight to the railing. I stop near the center bench instead. And wait. He arrives exactly at dusk. The door opens behind me with a quiet, familiar sound, and I don't turn right away. I don't need to. I feel him the way you feel a change in pressure, a shift in air. You're early, he says. So are you, I reply. This time when I turn, he's closer than he was yesterday. Not encroaching, just honest about distance. Different shirt. Same grounded stance. Same unguarded gaze. You thought I wouldn't come, he says. No, I answer. I thought you'd wonder if I would. A slow smile curves his mouth. Fair. We don't sit this time. We stand facing each other. The city spread out behind us like a backdrop that exists only to be ignored. You didn't leave quickly yesterday, he says. I didn't, I admit. You stood at your window. I raise an eyebrow. So you were still watching? Yes. There's no shame in it. Only acknowledgement. I didn't mind, I say quietly. I hoped you wouldn't, he replies. The air between us feels tighter tonight, more deliberate. Less curiosity, more intention. You said you were waiting, I remind him. And you came back, he says. That answers your question. It answers part of it, he corrects. And the rest. He steps closer. Not abruptly. Carefully. So does this, he says. We're close enough now that I can see the faint line where concentration lives between his brows. Close enough that the heat of him is undeniable. A presence that presses without touching. Tell me if I cross something, he says. I will. And if you don't? Then I want you to be exactly where you are. That seems to satisfy him. The wind picks up, cooler than yesterday. I wrap my arms loosely around myself without thinking. His eyes flick to the movement. Cold, he asks. A little. He removes his jacket without ceremony and steps closer again, draping it over my shoulders. The gesture is simple. Intimate. I don't thank him. I don't need to. You always walk here like you're aware of yourself, he says quietly. I am. Most people aren't. Most people don't like being seen, I reply. And you? I like being chosen, I say. The words feel truer spoken aloud. His gaze darkens, not with hunger but focus. That, he says, I understand. I step closer. This time I close the last inch myself. We're nearly touching now, my chest brushing his breath warm against my cheek. You said you wouldn't touch me without invitation, I say softly. That's still true. I tilt my head slightly, deliberate. This is me inviting you to stop holding back, I whisper. He exhales slowly. Then his hand comes to my waist. Firm. Grounding. Not roaming. Just there. The contact sends a slow, steady heat through me. Still all right? He asks. Yes. Still your choice. Yes. That's all he needs. He leans in, not rushing, not claiming. Our lips meet in a kiss that's unhurried, exploratory, weighted with all the restraint we've been practicing for days. His other hand comes up to rest at my back, fingers splayed, holding me close without pressing me further than I want to go. I respond without thinking, my hand sliding up his chest, feeling the solid reality of him under my palms. The city disappears. There is only this. Pressure, warmth, awareness. When we break apart, it's mutual. Necessary. Not an ending. A decision. You don't do things halfway, I murmur. No, he agrees. And neither do you. We don't go further. Not because we can't, because we don't need to. Somehow that makes everything more charged. Walk with me, he says. We circle the rooftop together, slow and close, shoulders brushing. His hand occasionally finding mine and lacing our fingers together like it belongs there. You're not a habit, he says after a while. I glance at him. What am I? You're a choice I'm making consciously, he replies. The words settle deep. At the door we stop. This is where yesterday ended. This is where tonight could have ended too. But it doesn't. I'll come by tomorrow, he says. To watch. I tease. To see you, he corrects. I smile. Same time. Yes. Weeks pass. The ritual changes shape. Sometimes we talk. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes his hands find my waist. Sometimes they don't. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is assumed. The rooftop becomes ours, not owned but shared. And one evening, as the sky burns deep orange, he says something that stills me. You don't walk alone anymore, he says. I glance at him. Idol. No, he replies gently. You walk knowing someone is there. He's right. One night I don't go up. I stay inside, restless, aware of the absence like a missing note in a melody. There's a knock at my door. I don't pretend I'm surprised. When I open it, he's standing there, unhurried, unapologetic. You didn't come, he says. I needed quiet. And you chose not to be seen. Yes. He nods. Then I needed to check if that was distance, or just a pause. And I'm glad it was the second. We don't rush inside. We don't kiss immediately. We just stand there, close, familiar, certain. This stopped being about watching, I say. Yes, he agrees. It became about knowing. I step back, letting him in. Then come in, I say. Not as an observer. As what? He asks. I meet his gaze. As someone who stays. Some connections begin with touch. Others begin with attention. Ours began with being seen and choosing again and again not to look away. And now when dusk comes, I still walk the rooftop sometimes. Not to be watched, but because I know wherever I am, I'm no longer alone in the awareness.